thought I printed it off. But I didn't. Good evening, everybody.
Did you print it off?
I didn't. I forgot to print that one off for my notes. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Three Borders Sports Network. You're watching the Giants Coaches Show, brought to you by and powered by Red River Communications. And we are also on Red River Communications Channel 125 tonight. And I am joined here now on our Coaches Show, and as usual, by our producer and my partner here, Brian Watson. Beat up.
It's a little different when you can't hear what's going on.
Yeah, I can't hear what's going on when you ended the music. I didn't know that. So you kept giving me a 5-second, 10-second countdown, but I
thought you were watching the screen. But
I didn't that time. I was talking to Jeff a little bit
it's
there.
All right.
So.
It's all right.
So sorry about that. Welcome once again, everybody, to Three Borders Sports Network. And again, we want to thank everybody for joining us here tonight. And joining me on my left here is head coach of the Huskies basketball team. That's Jeff Ralph. Jeff, good evening.
Thanks, Joe. Thanks for having me on again.
A little warmer this evening.
Hey, it's 30 out.
It's 30. Got the clubs out yet?
Yeah. If I did, they'd have blown down the street.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. All right, Jeff, it's been a few weeks since we've met. And in that time here since we met, you met the number 1 and number 2 team in the EDC. You played Shanley back on January 20th, I believe it was. Or not Shanley, but Cheyenne, I should say. Cheyenne on January 20th, and then Fargo Davies last night. So the 1 and 2 teams there. You had a game sandwich in between there. We'll get to that one too. But again, you had the number 1 and 2 teams in the EDC.
You know, in both games we played a good second half. Obviously, they changed defensively and backed off the press. But you know, we're seeing things in those halves and seeing things that are going to make the game more manageable for us when we play. A team like Devil's Lake on Friday night or Fargo South next week, and that's really what we're building for. If we played Davies 20 times, I don't know if we'd beat them. I mean, they're just that good, and
they're tall,
they're that big,
yeah.
And we're at a bit of a disadvantage with just their size. The size of the guys they have, but if we can take the good things we do in that game and build toward what we need to do on Friday night at Devil's Lake, I feel really good about it. And I really do. It's hard to say you feel good about a game when you're 2-10, but I just feel like our kids, even today in practice, some of the things we did was like, that's exactly where, I wish it would have happened a month ago maybe, but it's exactly what we should be doing in these plays, and I feel like we're getting there. I mean, it's a matter of now just trying to get maybe in some position to maybe get to host a play-in game and maybe have a chance to win that game and move on. But it's a process here, and it's been really tough. I mean, Davies puts out, Mason Claybo had a kind of a rough game last night.
Yeah.
He only had 18 points.
Yeah, only had 18.
4 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals. I mean, the average is 26.
Right.
So
leads EDC as a freshman.
Yeah, and Raymond Brown, I think, people, he's just a filler. He doesn't do anything for them. And, he had 20 last night.
Yep.
2 for 4 from 3. The 2 threes he made, I think, were right in front of me in the first half.
Yeah, they were both right there, yeah.
I mean, he shot it, and he knew it was in. And, just some of the plays he makes, the hustle plays and the steals he gets and just the strong stuff he does with the basketball. I mean, they're really a good team. They're not quite there yet either.
Yeah.
You can kind of see that when they make a few mistakes, but they're a very good basketball team. You back up to Thursday before up at Cheyenne, same kind of thing there, where a good second half for us, and we managed some stuff with the zone when they went 2-3 that really I think helped us against Breck on Saturday, and. It stepped forward. It's hard to see when you get beat by 40, but I mean I see it, and I see the progress we're making, and we're juggling our lineup, trying to find the right combinations, and I think we're getting there. Giving guys some chances, and now we got to kind of start to settle in on who we think is going to win some games for us.
Yeah, it was a tough couple of. You're starting actually the second time around through the EDC now, and as you mentioned, you're going to Devil's Lake on Friday. We're going to team up with B-Dub, and it'll be a doubleheader up there with the Lady Huskies in Devil's Lake on Friday. But again, you guys are starting going through the second time of the EDC, so you kind of know what you're going to see here. And like you said, you're building on strong things, but they're also doing the same things as well.
They are, and I think we saw from Davies last night, they're their zone is pretty darn good.
Oh, it was
with the guys they have, and they make it really hard for us to advance the ball and do some things. But I feel good about it. I feel like things are translating to the game that, like I said, this Friday night, a game we feel like we can win. The things are translating there, and going up to Devil's Lake, as Coach Watson can tell you, it's a battle in itself. 3.5 hour bus ride, and then sitting around waiting to play, and then playing that game up there, and it might be 6 Mertens reffing the game and whatever.
Hopefully,
but
hopefully the bus doesn't break down.
Yeah,
Yep.
all those things.
Yeah,
So
It's supposed to be warmer than you usually go.
We hope so.
But it's for us. It's a game for the boys basketball team. It's a game that if we're going to give ourselves a chance to move up in the standings, we got to have this game.
Sure.
I think the boys understand that, and I think the other thing with Devil's Lake is they're in full rebuild mode. I mean, they're playing a lot of freshmen, playing a bunch of sophomores, playing some juniors, and I think had 2 or 3 seniors on the squad, and one got hurt, and so they're in kind of that full rebuild mode, and I'm hoping that's something maybe we can take advantage of.
Yeah, you played them close when you had them at home here. I think it's 59-51 at that game, and that was way back December 18th is what it says here. But they're right ahead of you in the standings. Again, a good opportunity for the Huskies to gain some ground.
And that game, we didn't make free throws in the game. We make free throws in the game. We win that game.
I remember that.
And we really played poorly that night. So, I just feel like we're playing so much better right now than we were then. And I think they are a little bit too. But
sure.
I just feel like we're kind of on the right track here. I feel like it's we're heading to where we need to be. And, I think the Breck game helped us a little bit confidence-wise.
Yeah.
We made some shots in that second half and really played pretty decent defense, I think. Just a matter of getting a little continuity and getting a little confidence. It was fun to see Caden Kappas. I think end up with, 12 points or something, 14 points. I mean, that's something we need from Caden. And he's a great floor general for us. And it's funny. It's like, Caden, you need a break, and maybe. And I go, well, there's 7 minutes till halftime, and then the second half, you need a break. Well, there's 7 minutes till the game gets over. So I mean, he's just a gutty player, and you look last night. I think he had 3 turnovers with all that pressure.
I was going to say.
So he's got 3 turnovers in the last 5 games because he does not turn it over. He manages the game. We'd like to see him score more. But he's really doing a great job of being our floor general and getting everybody in their stuff. And last night we were in zone and just a true leader. One of our guys and out of position and hand in the back and shoved him to where he was supposed to be in the zone. And I mean, it was like, well, he's either going to have to put him there or he's not going to go there. So he did it. And then that got us to where we needed to be. So, I can't say enough about how Caden's playing, and the scoring part is good, but just his overall demeanor on the floor and his leadership we really need. And then, then you put Caden Hockert with him, who is scoring the basketball like he is. And a couple last night, I think Caden got just a little deep, and that's a credit to Davies' defense. But I think a step closer, and he's going to knock those down. But we need him to score, and 12 points for him last night and 4 of 4 from the free throw line. I mean, that's what he's doing. He's one of the leaders in the EDC from the foul line, and one of the leading. He's on the leaderboard for scoring and 3-pointers made, and we got to have that from Caden. And those two, Caden are really playing well. Ethan last night, I think throughout the course of the game, as aggressive as he's been on both ends all night. We've had halves, we've had periods of halves, but last night I thought he was really good throughout the course of the game. And I think he got tired late, and then it kind of wore on him a little bit. But I thought he played a good all-around game for us. 14 points, 8 rebounds. We had him for 3 blocks, and the first block he had was like, that sent a message to their whole team. I know Coach Kavney said he changed some shots.
He did.
That he didn't even, just when the kids saw that, it was like, ooh, we need to
alter
maybe
that
make
shot.
a different move, and they did after that. So
I did mention that on the air a couple times last night, that I think he altered a few shots for them. So
and that's big, and that's part of our help defense. And when you got a guy that can do that, that's erasing those from the glass. That's huge. And again, that's something we feel like Friday night's going to be big for us.
Yeah, they had good pressure defense for sure. And, and just looking at some of the stats that I printed off, one of the things I printed off there, B-Dub, that they shot 51% from the field. My goodness, you can't. I mean, that's hard to stop.
It was, and a lot of it was maybe around the bucket, but the Maschenbacher kid is one of the best mid-range players in our league, and he had 14. He did make 1 3, but all of his shots are pull-up jumpers, and he knocks them down. And then they had the inside game. I feel like the Van Dam kid inside, I mean, he's 6'7" or whatever.
Yep.
We have a hard time guarding that.
Yep.
And then just a big, strong kid too. So I mean, they present a lot of problems.
Frosley is another big kid.
Yep. But if the other team's gonna shoot 51, you better shoot 51, or you're not gonna have a chance.
Yeah.
We didn't quite get there, but I feel like there were points in that game where we were fine. We were playing okay and doing what we could do, but. Coach Materi pointed out at halftime, he said, we score and then we don't score for 2 possessions, but they score everyone, and that's where we got to be in that score mentality where we're scoring twice in a row and we're getting a stop in there, and that's how you cut into a lead and build the lead, and we've done that, but it's just a matter of their runs were just 6, 7, 8 possessions in a row scoring before we'd stop it with a score, and that's something that's plagued us all year really. We've just had a hard time putting those runs together and doing that.
So sandwiched in between those 2 games, you had the Breckenridge game on Saturday, the border battle, and you came out victorious there. And to me, it was a little surprising, the score. And the boys played very well. They outscored Breckenridge 65-38, I think was the final.
Yep.
But that's what I forgot to print off there, B-Dub, was the stats and stuff from this one. So that's what I was talking about when we came on the air. But again, the boys played very well on Saturday in a big court.
Yeah, the first half we opened up a 10-point lead, 17-7, and I kind of thought, all right, is this what it's going to be? Mm-hmm. And then they fought back.
Yeah, they did.
And Kappas hit a big 3 to put us up 20 to 20 to, I think it was 2017. Yep. They made a free throw to get 20-18. But I just never felt, I felt like we were controlling the game a little bit. It was just a matter of we just didn't score. Ethan never scored in the first half. Had some good shots. Jaden King, I mean, I can remember 2 off the top of my head, like 6-footers that just hit the back iron and out. And, those are the things where you make those, that makes a run. Mm-hmm. And, we just felt like at halftime, it's going to come. This is going to come now. And they stayed in the zone, which we talked a little bit about moving the ball a little better. And then, Riley Timian goes 5 for 6 in the second half from 3.
From 3, yeah.
And gets 17 points, 6 rebounds. Just a great night for Riley. Caden Ockert had 16 with 5 of 6 free throws again. I mean, getting to the free throw line is big, and I just love to see when Caden's there because he's going to make them.
Yep.
Caden Kappas was 3 of 6 from 3 with 14 points and 6 boards, or 6 assists. And then Ethan, all 12 points in the second half with 11 rebounds. And, we've been playing him a little JV to try to get him going. And you know what? He's got 3 good halves in a row now. That second half against Breckenridge really attacked the basket well from the high post, which we like to see. And we're trying to get him a little more back to the basket stuff. But I really like him going to the hoop from that 18-foot area. And he was really hard to guard there. And he changed some shots in that game too, I think.
Yeah, he did. I think he did
and
too.
Altered the trajectory a little bit. But though, we had 4 guys there, Riley, Caden, and Ethan, 17, 16, 14, 12. If we do that night in and night out, we're going to have a good chance to win some games. And like we said, moving forward, Friday night up in Devil's Lake, we're going to have to see something like that in order to go up and get that win.
Good cause there for the pink game, and it was to the Klatt family. It was a good cause there, and a well-attended game there by both sides. And I thought there was a nice crowd there, and well done there.
I thought our kids, are you a little scared because you're only up 2? I mean, maybe we're supposed to win the game, but I thought our kids just responded in that second half, and that's something that, again, we're saying that's a step forward for our crew. So really happy with the win, and really happy that we got out of there with it too.
Yep. BW, you got anything for Coach here tonight?
No, just always kind of a hard game for kids to play in. So you always wonder, well, how are they gonna come out and see if they can handle it? So especially some kids who haven't played in that game before, maybe just here and there, but never been a big role in that game. So it's always curious to see how they're going to do, and I think the boys played well.
Sure.
Yeah, you look at getting on that court, number one.
Yeah.
And then we never play in front of a crowd that big.
Yeah.
So it was fun to see, and it was fun to see our kids respond with plays and respond with toughness and respond with poise. And I thought our kids were just fantastic on Saturday.
Yeah, it's a good time. All right, Coach, you got to head to Devil's Lake this weekend or this Friday night. Again, the long trip we've already talked about, and then south again on Tuesday. So good luck there. You got a chance for a couple W's for the boys.
We do. We feel good about this stretch coming up.
Yep. All right. All right, Coach, anything else?
No, it's good for me.
All right. Head coach of the boys Huskies basketball team, that's Jeff Ralph, and we appreciate you coming in, Jeff.
Thanks, Joe. Thanks.
All right, coming up next, Mackenzie Broadland's here with the BW Blades girls hockey team coming up next after these messages.
Since 1996, Giants have been a go-to snack for quality. Giants works directly with farmers to ensure you're receiving the best Giant seeds in every bag. From planting to harvest, they ensure the quality and attention sunflowers deserve to deliver the best taste possible. Giants Cashews and Pistachios continue our tradition of making the finest nut available. They're a fan favorite. Whether you're in the mood for dill pickle, sour cream and onion, or bacon ranch, we have the flavors to satisfy your cravings. Giant Snacks, where quality still matters. That's the Giants difference.
Around here, every town is a sports town. And why not? Sports were important to us growing up, and we want the same for our kids. To get involved, because that's how kids learn to lead. And why Farmers Union Insurance supports these programs. Farmers Union Insurance. They don't just protect our community, they invest in it.
Red River Human Services Foundation provides services to people with disabilities, which enhances their quality of lives and enable them to live, work, and develop relationships in their communities. Red River Human Services Foundation has multiple direct support professional positions available in their Wahpeton, Fargo, and West Fargo locations. Job opportunities include flexible scheduling, competitive wages, on-site paid training, and life experience. Voted #1 place to work for the past 5 years, join their team and apply online at www.rrhsf.org. Red River Human Services Foundation supports all local area sports activities and wishes everyone the best of luck.
Thrivent and Will Ulick provides clarity for where you are today, confidence for where you go tomorrow. Thrivent combines financial expertise with purpose-based planning to help you with where you are today and where you want to be tomorrow. At Thrivent, Will Ulick can help you address a variety of complex subjects to meet your unique wealth management needs, from retirement planning to investment management and estate planning. Thrivent, what are you invested in? Thrive with purpose. Thrivent and Will Ulick supports all area sports teams and wishes them the best of luck.
Bruder's Butcher, Highway 75 North Breckenridge, believes in community, customer service, and the goodness of meat. Bruder's Butcher provides quality raised and butchered beef at an affordable price. From raising cattle born on family farms to butchering and preparing the meat for your dinner table, they are that dedicated. Stop into their store located Highway 75 North Breckenridge or check them out online, brudersbutcher.com. Better living begins at home, and Three Rivers Decorating in Wahpeton is your personal designing service. New flooring in your home can totally change its look and feel. Three Rivers Decorating has dozens of vinyl plank designs to choose from, along with carpet, tile, and linoleum. Whether it's updating your home's interior or retail space, Three Rivers Decorating has all of the latest styles and trends. They also offer free estimates. Give them a call today, 701-642-8454.
Did you know that we serve nearly 1,500 square miles across North Dakota and Minnesota? Or that we've been around for over 60 years? How about that we've got 3,000 miles of fiber optics powering one of the best networks in the region? The best part? We're a cooperative. That means we're continually reinvesting in our communities to make them better than ever. We are Red River Communications. We've been recognized as a leader for helping our communities be great places to live and work. To find out how we're helping connect our communities, visit redrivercom.com/connecting.
Live? Yeah. Okay, I wasn't watching again.
No, it's all right.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Three Borders Sports Network, the Giants Coaches Show. I'll start watching the cues a little better here next time. So I'm Joe Schreiner. We're powered by Red River Communications, and we are also on channel 125 if you have Red River Communications cable channel. And I'm joined by Brian Watson here to my right. B-Dub, we got some fun stuff coming. We even got off-the-cuff stuff coming up.
Yeah, we do. We're going to have another episode coming up here. So.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun.
Got some good stuff there, and you may have seen some posts on Facebook about it. Raleigh and Julie are looking for some information.
Got lots of good response to the post that's out there.
There was a lot of good response to that. So yeah, we're looking forward to that show coming up. And right now, though, we're joined here by head coach of the BW Blades girls hockey team, none other than Mackenzie Broadland. And Mackenzie, thanks for joining us again.
Yep, thanks for having me.
Haven't scared you back yet?
No.
All right, that's good. Mackenzie, we've had a couple games since we've met last, and I think they're both wins, so that's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, it's been a good couple weeks. Kind of slow with a few postponed or canceled games.
Yeah, you had one against Aberdeen and one at Crookston that were both postponed.
Mm-hmm. And our Worthington game got postponed as well.
Oh, okay.
About that.
So that's the one down here on February 8th. Is that already postponed?
That was rescheduled, yeah.
Oh, so that's the rescheduled one.
Mm-hmm.
That's the date.
Yep.
Okay. All right, so let's talk about it here. The East Grand Forks win. We had that game on Three Borders Sports Network. You were kind enough to come up afterwards and do a post-game show and talk about that a little bit. You had hat trick from Riley and I believe was Reagan Wohlers.
Yep, that sounds right.
Riley Finkerl.
Yep.
And the two of them had hat tricks. See, I knew that, Watson. I told you that.
You're learning. You're learning.
There. What an offensive display that night. You win 8-3.
Yes, yeah, it's been, our offense has just been phenomenal so far this season. It's crazy how many compliments we get from other teams on just how well our forwards and defense can pass the puck around, and they just know exactly what they're doing and how to find the open ice, and they get to the open ice and get a good shot.
And we talked about that in the post-game show in the East Grand Forks game with you, Coach, and Brian and I talked about it on air, about how we were impressed with the passing and the stick handling of what your girls can do. So, again, hats off to them. And 72 shots on goal, I think, that night.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, that was a lot of shots. Their goalie did her best, but our offense is just firing away. Any chance they get, they're just firing, and they have a lot of skill to kind of get around the defense, and our other forwards know where to go to get to the open ice. So it's pretty hard to stop. So it's fun to watch.
Well, that was fun, and it was we had a good time on Three Borders Sports Network with the game too as well. So again, it was a fun game, and the girls win. I think I mentioned before, Allie Hare, just a constant motor, just constantly going.
Mm-hmm. Yep, she's got a lot of speed to her, so she's always helping us out on the back check too on defense. She's getting back and getting around their offense, and then skating it up the ice on offense. She's pretty fast and can beat just about anyone's defense around wide and get a shot on net or get a pass to the other forwards coming down the ice. So that's really awesome for us too.
It is. It was very fun to watch, and hopefully we get a few more nights next year that we can do some Blades hockey.
Absolutely.
And with just your lone senior and Riley Finkerl, you're going to bring most of those girls back, I'm sure.
I
looking forward to
so.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure you're looking forward to it.
Yes, very much so.
All right. So after that, then you had a couple of cancellations with Aberdeen and at Crookston, and then last night you had to travel to Long Prairie, I suppose, is where it was? Or was it Sauk Center?
We played in Sauk Center. Yeah.
In Sauk Center, Long Prairie Sauk Center, and they call it Prairie Center. Was the team you played, and looks like a big goose egg up there for them.
Yeah, it was another just very offensively commanding game for us. And Coley Schuler with her first shutout of the season, so that was a lot of fun to see. We held them to, I think, 10 shots on goal, and so our defense was just doing what they needed to do and stopping their shots. And even when they did fire a shot off, Coley had her back in the net, and we were able to get it back going down the ice. And then on offense, we had 64 shots last night, so another big game for us.
130 some shots on goal in 2 games.
Yeah,
that's pretty wild, isn't it?
That's a lot. Yeah.
And then you held them to how many shots on goal?
10.
10.
Yep.
And I believe in the East Grand Forks game, they had 10 or less, didn't they? I think. Or were they a little more?
Yeah,
than that?
somewhere around there. I can't remember off the top of my head, but
the
pretty low, yeah.
Defense worked out well there too. So.
Yeah, we held it down on our end a lot of the game, and they would get a few rushes up the ice and get a shot off maybe, and it would just get going back the other way, and our offense just really held it down for us, and defense had her back on the way back. But yeah, Coley Schuler with her first shutout.
Good
and
for
then,
her.
Yep, Reagan scored all 4 for us, and then Kennedy Schuler had an assist on all of them as well, and then we had Annabelle Pausch with assists on 2 of them, and Lily Byer with an assist on 1.
Wow.
But like I said, there was 64 shots on goal, and their goalie was moving very well and was stopping a lot of good shots. I think her save percentage was like 93%, which is still pretty great. And that's our one line that is very offensively strong. And then we have our second line, and I'm sure they had just as many shots. It just happened that their goalie was on her game and they didn't get in the back of the net. But yeah, just a lot of strong shots on both lines, and everyone was helping out for us, so it was really awesome. And we were short a D last night. We were on 3 defense last night.
Run that by me again. You were what?
We were short 1 D last night. Addie Rugland was out. She's sick this week,
she wasn't available.
Yeah, that's another thing. We kind of have to double shift one of our defense when we run 3 defense like that. So they did phenomenal, and it all worked out. So
you ask a lot of the girls, and they're there to do it and do the job. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So, you can tell that there's a lot of team spirit there in those girls.
Absolutely, yeah. It's always a team win. Everyone's.
Yep.
I just tell them before every game, as long as everyone does their job, we'll be fine. So that's what they go out there and do.
All right. So then tomorrow night, now it looks like you got a game at home against Detroit Lakes.
Yes, I think this is our last home game.
Okay.
Don't quote me on that, but I think it's our last against Detroit
That's all
Lakes.
I see on the schedule anyway.
Yep, yeah.
So unless there's some makeup games there that didn't make it on the schedule. But.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that game. It's been a while since we saw them at the beginning of the season with our first 9-8 win, I think.
Yep, 9-8, yeah.
And so I'm very interested to see with how much the whole team, our team has improved throughout this season, just how well we do and how we match up against Detroit Lakes. So.
That's again, folks. If you haven't had a chance to watch the girls' Blades hockey team, you got to make sure you get out there and get a view of them here, especially here if tomorrow night's your last home game. So right now you're sitting, I think, at 7-5, and I'm showing you 2-1 in the section here. So I mean, you're sitting in a pretty good spot right now.
Yep.
Fergus Falls is up on top there. They're 3-0-1 currently, but. You're probably pretty happy with where you're at, aren't you? Or?
Yeah, we're doing very well, and I couldn't ask for more from them this season as our first season in Minnesota and as a varsity program. They're just they're doing everything they can and everything I ask, so doing great.
Awesome. B-Dub, you got anything else for Coach?
No, just for us doing our first game and getting to watch them for the first time, I was just really impressed.
Yeah, I was too. I was very...
we've done some boys games, and it's a different game, and it's not that the boys game isn't entertaining and fun to watch, but the girls are fun to watch. It's more of a finesse game. There's no checking, so it's just to see the puck moved around. Me being a basketball coach, I like to see the ball moved around and passing and things like that, and that was entertaining for me. There's lots of good passing. Lots of offense, and the team plays good defense too. I mean, being able to put all those shots on goal and then keep the other team out of their offensive zone, it was pretty impressive. So, I like Joe said, I would encourage anyone who hasn't seen the Lady Blades play to go out and watch them in their last home game here. So,
absolutely. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, no, that's good. And Coach, you got anything else?
I don't think so.
All right, tomorrow night the Blades take on Detroit Lakes. Drop the puck at 7.
Yep.
So at 7 at Stern Arena right there on 11th Street. So go down and check out the BW Blades girls hockey team taking on Detroit Lakes tomorrow night. Cheer them on to another victory. So good luck, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, head coach of the BW Blades girls hockey team, that's Mackenzie Broadland. And I didn't see who was coming up next, B-Dub, but
Coach Mdeck.
Coach Mdeck's coming up next to the Cowgirls basketball team right after these messages.
Did you know that we serve nearly 1,500 square miles across North Dakota and Minnesota? Or that we've been around for over 60 years? How about that we've got 3,000 miles of fiber optics powering one of the best networks in the region? The best part? We're a cooperative. That means we're continually reinvesting in our communities to make them better than ever. We are Red River Communications. We've been recognized as a leader for helping our communities be great places to live and work. To find out how we're helping connect our communities, visit redrivercom.com/connect.
Down here, every town is a sports town, and why not? Sports were important to us growing up, and we want the same for our kids. To get involved, because that's how kids learn to lead. And why Farmers Union Insurance supports these programs. Farmers Union Insurance. They don't just protect our community, they invest in it.
Founded in 1972, Mdeck Farmers Cooperative is owned by nearly 500 sugar beet growers and has a rich history of sweetening life in the Red River Valley. You can join Mdeck's team today. In addition to an excellent pay and benefits package, they are currently offering a $2,000 sign-on bonus for all full-time positions, which include sugar loader, packager helper, extra gang, and yard person helper. Apply online at mdf.coop/careers or contact Denise at 701-671-1338. Join the Mdeck team today, celebrating their 50th anniversary of excellence.
It feels like you're at a bigger university. Right now I won't have any debt, and I might even gain a little extra money through scholarships. There's so many job opportunities. My name is Emily, and I'm here for my future.
Thrivent and Will Ulick provides clarity for where you are today, confidence for where you go tomorrow. Thrivent combines financial expertise with purpose-based planning to help you with where you are today and where you want to be tomorrow. At Thrivent, Will Ulick can help you address a variety of complex subjects to meet your unique wealth management needs, from retirement planning to investment management and estate planning. Thrivent, what are you invested in? Thrive with purpose. Thrivent and Will Ulick supports all area sports teams and wishes them the best of luck.
Since 1996, Giants have been a go-to snack for quality. Giants works directly with farmers to ensure you're receiving the best Giant seeds in every bag. From planting to harvest, they ensure the quality and attention sunflowers deserve to deliver the best taste possible. Giants Cashews and Pistachios continue our tradition of making the finest nut available. They're a fan favorite. Whether you're in the mood for dill pickle, sour cream and onion, or bacon ranch, we have the flavors to satisfy your cravings. Giant Snacks, where quality still matters. That's the Giants difference.
Welcome back, everybody, to Three Borders Sports Network, Giants Coaches Show, powered by Red River Communications and Red River Communications Channel 125. I'm Joe Schreiner, joined by Brian Watson here to my right. And we are now joined by head coach of the Cowgirls basketball team. That's Austin Mdeck.
How we doing?
Thanks for coming in.
You bet. Always a pleasure.
I appreciate you coming in and taking time on a Wednesday evening. I know it's usually a free evening off for you, but we appreciate you coming in.
Yeah,
All
always.
Right. All right, Coach. It's been a couple weeks since we've met. I guess first one on the list here that I wanted to talk about was your victory at DGF there, where you beat the Rebels 49-31. So a good defensive night again for the Cowgirls.
Yeah, we need a few more of those nights too coming up in the future. But that was a good night. We stuck to our guns. We executed a game plan really well. Contested shots, kept them out of the paint. Limited the second chance points, which has been partly an issue, here and there throughout the season. So that was good. Limiting second chance points, that can be huge. Mm-hmm. It can be something that maybe goes a little bit unnoticed to the fan or throughout the course of a game. When you sit down and look at the stats and go, "Oh man, we gave up 9 offensive rebounds and they scored 16 points off of that, or whatever. Yeah. It's like, that's a huge difference in a game. So we limited that. We were patient offensively. It was 27-19 at half. So DGF played with us. I mean, an 8-point game at half. It wasn't anything where you're just showing up and getting a victory. And we don't really have any of those games this year. And in the second half, then the three ball started falling finally for us, and it was nice to take the lid off, and we played even better in the second half defensively and only gave up 12 points in the second half. So really good group effort there.
Yeah, some of your leaders, go ahead.
And yeah, it was good to get Cameron Kaler back. I think that was a big difference there. And a really even scoring night. I'm just going to go down the list because I think everybody that got in, for the most part, got in the scoring column. So Jonica had 3 points. She finally got a 3 to sink for her. She's just been taking really good looks, but just haven't been falling. And we saw that against Wahpeton last Saturday too, and last night again too. Where man, she's getting great looks, and eventually those are going to start falling for her. But Parker had 5, Cameron had 11, Abby Johnson had 8, Anna Erickson had 8 with 2 3-pointers. Carsey only had 3. Didn't score in the first half. Sydney Roberts had 3, and Addie Twidwell had 8. So a nice, well-rounded scoring there.
Anna had a nice game.
Anna had a really nice game, yeah. She's got to continue to shoot the ball when she's open, and that's one thing we've been working on. Is basketball can be a funny game when you're not confident and you're not wanting to shoot the ball, or what it may be. And when you finally see a couple of those babies go through the cylinder, then finally takes the lid off for you, and you start feeling more confident. And all of a sudden you're playing better defense, and you're rebounding better, and you're communicating better, and it's just kind of a trickle effect. So I've got to keep building off of that for sure.
Yep, it was a good win for the Cowgirls. And actually, Coach, when I look at it here now, your last couple games here, one against Wahpeton and then at Holly, which we're going to talk about, but right now you're sitting in the section 2-1. That's not too bad. I mean, it could be 3-0 when you look at the game that you lost against Underwood by just a couple of points.
Yeah, and they're a top 10 ranked team in Class A, and in our section 2, and we got another one in Hancock that's top 5 in the section as well. But can't count us out yet. You look at that overall record and you go, man, what's going on over there? But we got a tough schedule. We've lost a lot of close games. Cameron being out for those X amount of weeks was huge for us, and she just, I've said this before now too a couple times, that she's not necessarily a vocal leader, which is just fine, but when she's on the court, she is the leader. She leads by example. She leads by her presence, the way she's out there. She communicates on defense and sets a tone. And we were missing some of that. It was pretty clear. And then when you get her back, it's just like everyone can go. You almost can see it. Everyone just goes, oh, all right, here we go. Everything's back to normal. So that's been huge for her to get her back and get her conditioning. She, I probably play her too much. She's just a player that's hard to take out of the game. So getting her conditioning back is huge for us, and she's getting there. So hopefully we can start, continuing to build in the right direction.
Yeah, when you take a look at your schedule, again, it's like the boys. I mean, you've got double A's and even a 4A in there that you've got to play at coming up in Moorhead. But that schedule that you guys have, even for the Cowboys, is very tough. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and we'll take a look at Saturday's game there, where you and the Lady Huskies battled it out there, and what a fun battle. As a fan, it was a fun battle to watch. And you talked about Cameron Kaler coming back, and again, Cameron was a presence in that game for you.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, in the first half, we were getting to the free throw line, getting to the paint, and getting buckets that way and putting pressure, on Coach Watson's defense, and things were going our way, and we were hitting shots. And Cam had 2, 4, 7, 9. She had 10 in the first half, and complemented by Parker and Jonica and Kelsey Sorrell. I thought she only had 2 points, but played a really, really good first half. Abby had a couple. Anna hits a 3. Carsey hits a 3. Addie chipped in 3, 4 points there as well, and really well-rounded effort. And then it really changed in the second half. We just couldn't get anything to drop, and Coach Watson was putting the pressure on our defense and getting to the free throw line. And really, it was just a tale of two halves. It just flipped.
That's exactly what I have written there, is tale of two halves. I mean, it's 39-30 at halftime, and it came back, and it was just the opposite. It was 28-19 there, as you mentioned there, Coach.
Yeah, and it was a battle. It's one of those games that you just love to coach in. Obviously, for me, you wish it went the other way, but no, it was fun. I had a blast. It was one of those games that you look forward to, and I think the fans, can't ask for too much more than that. That was about as exciting, as I would ever want it to be, So, hats off to Coach Watson and the Wahpeton Huskies, and they've been playing good ball as of late, and we knew that, and they're a physical team, and they showed it in the second half and got to the line, and really, in my opinion, that was the difference. The team that got to the line most, and they hit their free throws, that's a big part of it, and there you have it.
Yep, and I think that was it too. They hit their free throws at the right time. One of the other stats that I looked at there, Coach, you guys did a nice job on the offensive glass here. The stats that I show there, you had 12 offensive rebounds. So the girls did a nice job getting the glass.
And it was one thing we wanted to do. That we wanted to try to rebound and attack the glass and try to get second chance points. Like I was trying to limit, a little bit ago. And we want to try to take advantage of that, and we did at times. And again, it seems like we did a lot better job in the first half than we did in the second half. And Coach Watson and the girls made a good halftime adjustment, and we just, again, weren't able to hit some shots. I thought we had some good looks. Had some good open shot threes, and got into the lane a few times and just didn't fall. It was like the lid was on that end of the basket that night,
It was, it probably brings nightmares to your mind, but and Coach Watson's probably going to say the same thing. At the end of the game, your record holder in three-point shots for a game had a good look.
Yep.
And I thought it was going to go in. I really did. When Carsey had that look there going to the hoop, and I thought the game was going to end there. And Brian and I talked about it a little bit too. It was
too good of a look.
Yeah, it was too good of a look for you. As a coach.
We don't want to. We certainly don't want to give any points there. We don't want to give the best 3-point shooter in the history of the school a wide open look.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe I would horseshoe or. 4-leaf clover or something. It's about time.
I think he had
2 years in a row he's won that game.
Rabbit foot. He had something in the pocket there.
It's about time for me to get one.
Well, it was a good game, guys, and it was just fun to watch as a fan and broadcast that game too as well. And you mentioned Jonica Bernatus. Jeff Ralph was up in the booth with me for the first half of the game, and he was very impressed with her three-point shooting and just her form and just the way she put the ball up in the air.
Well, and I've heard a couple of our HOL conference coaches say this, and if you've never seen Jonica play, you look at her and you go, she's a player.
Yeah.
You just immediately, she handles the ball well. She's just got that motion, that fluidity to her game that it's like, yep, she's a player.
I think without the exception of her size, if you've never seen her play before, and you look at her, and then someone says, "Hey, that's just an 8th grader," they'd be like, "What?" I mean, she doesn't play like an 8th grader at all.
Balls on a string.
Yeah,
and Parker too.
Yeah,
and Parker Yagi, same thing. So, all right, Coach, let's go on to last night. Then last night you fell to the Holly Nuggets again. They're a Double-A team, but in a tough squad to begin with. You played them a little closer at home, but fell to them last night.
Yeah, it came down to execution again. We make a mistake on the opening tip of the play. Don't know what defense we're in. Give up an open three. It's 3-0 in the first 5 seconds, and that kind of set the tone for the night. And they went on a few big runs, and Coach Gottenberg, I think he respects this team that we have quite a bit. Anytime we got a little bit of a run, that's when he was using his timeouts to kill that run, and he did a good job of that. And we just let them go on too many runs, too many straight line drives, and we had the scouting report. The thing with Holly, and in my opinion, I think they're going to make a run at things in 8AA this year. I think they're a really solid team. They got a 3-headed monster in the Crabtree sisters and Anna Steer. And Anna Steer's little sister, Isabel, is playing pretty well right now, too. But you can try to slow down 2 of them, but you're not going to slow down all 3. And really, we didn't do a very good job of slowing down any of them. Lost to Crabtrees on the 3-point line, which you can never do. Steer with the straight line drive and get into the hoop. We had the report, we just didn't execute, and that's kind of been a long story of the season this year. Offensive rebound, giving up offensive rebounds. I will say though, in the last 4 or 5 games, 3-4 games, we've done a lot better taking care of the ball. We're not turning the ball over like we were earlier in the season. I think we had 14 or 13 turnovers last night. So we're doing a better job there, and so we're slowly chipping away at the things that we need to get better at, and focusing in on the things that we do, and the effort's there. You saw the effort Saturday night in the second half and in overtime. Yeah, we give up 28 points, or we give up Yeah, 28 points to Wahpeton Saturday night, but played pretty well. And then yesterday we give up less points in the second half again, but we let them go on those runs early on, and that was the killer. And offensively got a little stagnant and just couldn't hit shots again. Holly's a tough gym to play in. We've always struggled kind of in Holly, and it's just an atmosphere. They really got a nice home court advantage there. And Gothenburg's always going to have his girls ready to play. They're uber prepared. They play exceptionally well. They execute really well, and you got to be on your A game to beat a team like that. And unfortunately, we were just a click off last night. And you know what? The thing that I was most proud about, though, is that we were down 12, we were down 14 in that second half, and we came back 2-3 times there to get it within 10, 11.
Made some runs.
And Gothenburg called a timeout, and then they chipped a few back, but we never gave up. Good. I mean, there was 1 minute and 10 seconds left on the clock, and we were still playing hard. And I think that's the thing that I can be most proud of, is that this group wants it, you know, and that's gonna pay off at the end of the season.
Yep, absolutely.
We can go on a run here yet, and you're going to make the playoffs. Now, if we get a home playoff game, we'll see. We got to execute. We got to win some games here down the stretch, and prove that we deserve it. But, I think we're going to be a dangerous team when we come to playoffs because we're battle tested. We play all these 2A teams. Yeah. We play a team like Wahpeton. We got Moorhead on the schedule. So the record might be like, wow, the Cowgirls are really kicking butt this year. But, I think playoffs, we can still make a run.
Yep. I think that's the key for fans to think about. Is that quality of teams that the Cowgirls are playing, and even the Cowboys, for that matter, playing a tough schedule too as well. Yeah. And I know you mentioned Cameron had a nice game against DGF. She also had a nice game against Wahpeton.
Yeah, 16-14 against WAP, and then last night she had 14 points again and a rebound shy of a double-double. So she's doing her part.
She's coming on. So coming back from the injury and the illness that she had, and glad to see Cameron back on the court. Yeah. So that's for sure. Yeah. All right, coming up now, you got Barnesville on Friday night. We'll have that one right here on Three Borders Sports Network. What do you know about Barnesville?
Well, they lost in overtime to DGF last night at home. Yeah.
I did not see that.
That was a shocker in the HOL conference last night. And Barnesville is down Abby John, real good point guard there, good point guard.
Chad Atfield told me that, by the way.
Yeah. So he's always on top of it.
Chad's on top of it. Oh, yeah.
But that's a big loss for them. She's a really good player. She's really fast. She can get to the rim. She creates a lot for them. DGF played a pretty good game last night. I've got to watch bits and pieces of it, but that's my homework assignment for the rest of the night here tonight, getting that game prep ready for tomorrow's practice. But that's one, they kind of punched us in the mouth on the road there early on in the season at Barnesville. They got us pretty good there, and that was the first game Cameron was out. So I know the girls are hungry for this one. Yep. They know they want to make a statement back. But now, Barnesville's going to be hungry too after dropping to DGF, and so it should be a classic, rivalry game on the home court here, and hopefully we get a bunch of fans to pack the stands Friday night and cheer on the Cowgirls. Makes a big difference when you got a great atmosphere. That
would be awesome. I'm beat up and won't be able to be there on Friday. You got to head to your favorite town up north.
We'll be on the road. We'll be vacationing up in Devils Lake. So.
I'm looking forward to it, and I'm excited to do it. It's been a couple games since I've been able to do the Cowgirls, so I'm looking forward to getting back there and working with you guys again. So. Then I'm looking at the schedule here, Coach, and I see an odd time, and I don't know if that's right on the schedule or not.
It is right.
At Pelican Rapids at 4:30 on a Tuesday.
Yeah. So Minnesota has precinct voting or something going on that Tuesday where all activities have to be done by 6 o'clock. So we're playing just a varsity game at 4:30 to get it in.
Oh, no JV game or nothing?
Because that was the only date that we could find that met up with both of us to make it work.
Is it a makeup game?
Yeah, it was one that got postponed 2 weeks ago or whatever it was.
Okay. I just saw that and I wanted to question you on that.
Yeah. So it is at 4:30 at Pelican. Goofy time. It'll be hard for fans and parents to get there with work and everything, but it is what it is.
It is what it is.
We got to play it. We got to get it in, and that'll be one too. That's another HOL game that is a winnable game, and we got to go out and execute against a well-coached, well-prepared Pelican team as always. I'm one game at a time. You want to beat your rival on your home court Friday night, but I'm really excited for Tuesday. His daughter plays AAU with Jonica and Parker in the summer, and she's a really good player, same grade, 8th grader, playing best player on varsity. She's filling it up lately. But Pelican's the only team in the HOL that I haven't beat since I've been here.
Oh, that's interesting.
For me, I really want to get this one. I'm really looking forward to this one, and I know the girls are too. And Carsey made a statement to me today. She goes, you know what? Me and Cameron were looking at the schedule today. I think we're going to go on a run here. I think we're going to get the rest of them. And it's just that attitude and that confidence and that go-getter that, you know what? You're right. Let's go do it.
Yep.
But at the same time, one game at a time, and got to take care of business Friday first, and got to take care of business in practice tomorrow too. It'll be fun.
All right. Coach, you got anything else for Coach? We'll talk about your game with Breckenridge here in a little bit, so you get your time. But anything else you want to mention?
No, just hats off to you and your team. We beat a good team on Saturday, and I'm always impressed with your girls and the way that you coach them. You do a great job, and it's a fun game to play. It's a difficult one, and I made the comment earlier that game was going to come down to the last possession, and maybe whoever had the
you told me that.
That's kind of what it came down to. It went to overtime, but they had a shot, and we almost had a shot. We got a turnover there, and then gave it right back. So, the game was exactly the way that it should have been, and it's just kind of nice for the girls to. Nothing against the boys, but it's kind of nice for the girls to go out there and put on the best game of the afternoon and put on a show. I think they both teams deserved it, and it was a good game.
Yeah, thanks, Coach. I appreciate it, and you as well. It was a well-coached game, and we were both prepared. We knew what each other were going to do, and we're trying to stop. You guys did a really good job on Carsey, and I thought we shut down Kumo, not shot her down. We slowed her down quite a bit. We slowed down each other's best players, and it just came down exactly what you said. Last possession. OT, that was a fun one. That's what it's all about.
The girls went out there and did what they needed to do. So.
And it was a pink game too for the Klatt family, which was a good cause. And the girls worked together. They designed the shirt together, from what I understand, and it was just a great cause that two teams came together. So the river doesn't really separate us sometimes.
Yeah, that's great. It's the most important thing is for the cause each year, and it's great to have basketball, and put something on for the fans, but. Really, at the end of the day, it's about the family that we can, help support in these twin towns, and the community does an awesome job of that. So that was fun. Agreed.
All right, Coach. Friday night here, you got Barnesville at home. We'll have that right here on Three Borders Sports Network if you can't make it. Otherwise, tell your friends and neighbors in outlying areas and states and worldwide. You can catch us on YouTube, or if you're in town here, you can catch us on Red River Communications Channel 125. Breckenridge Cowgirls on Friday against Barnesville. Tip is approximately 7:30, depending on length of the JV game. We'll have that game coming up. Coach Austin Mdeck of the Cowgirls, thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me.
All right. We'll be right back as Eric Erlinson just checked in here. He's going to be up next, talk about BW Storm Wrestling coming up next.
Did you know that we serve nearly 1,500 square miles across North Dakota and Minnesota? Or that we've been around for over 60 years? How about that we've got 3,000 miles of fiber optics powering one of the best networks in the region? The best part? We're a cooperative. That means we're continually reinvesting in our communities to make them better than ever. We are Red River Communications. We've been recognized as a leader for helping our communities be great places to live and work. To find out how we're helping connect our communities, visit redrivercom.com/connect.
Bruder's Butcher, Highway 75 North Breckenridge, believes in community, customer service, and the goodness of meat. Bruder's Butcher provides quality raised and butchered beef at an affordable price. From raising cattle born on family farms to butchering and preparing the meat for your dinner table, they are that dedicated. Stop into their store located Highway 75 North Breckenridge or check them out online, brudersbutcher.com.
The Wapaton Daily News wishes all area sports teams the best of luck this year. The Wapaton Daily News thanks you for supporting local journalism, including the Daily News and the News Monitor. Keep up with local news, sports stories, and personal interest stories in our papers. Check out www.wapatondailynews.com for more information about our e-newsletter right at your own computer. The Daily News supports all area sports teams and wishes all of the teams the best of luck this season.
OSPTI has been the therapy clinic of choice for over 15 years here in the southern Red River Valley. At OSPTI, they strive to have the most up-to-date treatment options available with their hands-on method to decrease your symptoms and ensure quality care. Their motto at OSPTI, we strive to meet your goals. Locally owned on 5th Street North in Breckenridge. OSPTI.
At Interstate Engineering, our business is about connections. We connect people to water, communities to counties, and counties to the rest of the world. Our work connects main streets to interstates, and yesterday with the potential of tomorrow. With over 40 years of connecting, our experience and expertise are thanks to the clients we have earned, the trust we have built, and the connections we have made. Interstate Engineering, the professionals you need, the people you trust.
Founded in 1972, Mdeck Farmers Cooperative is owned by nearly 500 sugar beet growers and has a rich history of sweetening life in the Red River Valley. Join Mdeck's team today. In addition to an excellent pay and benefit package, they are currently offering a $2,000 sign-on bonus for all full-time positions, which includes sugar loader, packager helper, extra gang, and yard person helper. Entry-level starting wage in the factory is $19.73 per hour. Apply online at mdf.coop/careers or contact Denise at 701-671-1338.
Since 1996, Giants have been a go-to snack for quality. Giants works directly with farmers to ensure you're receiving the best Giant seeds in every bag. From planting to harvest, they ensure the quality and attention sunflowers deserve to deliver the best taste possible. Giants Cashews and Pistachios continue our tradition of making the finest nut available. They're a fan favorite. Whether you're in the mood for dill pickle, sour cream and onion, or bacon ranch, we have the flavors to satisfy your cravings. Giant Snacks, where quality still matters. That's the Giants difference.
All right. Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Three Borders Sports Network. You're watching the Coaches Show, powered by Red River Communications here on Red River Communications cable channel 125, if you have that. Otherwise, Red River Communications has been a good sponsor, along with Giants and all the other great sponsors that we have. Great, very grateful. If you see any of our sponsors out there on the street, make sure you tell them thanks. Because without them, we wouldn't be able to be doing this. So we appreciate everything that our great sponsors do for us, and we wouldn't be able to bring these shows off the cuff and all of the sporting events that we do. So make sure you tell our sponsors thank you, and we appreciate that very much. All right, Brian Watson, I'm Joe Schreiner, and now we're joined here. Oh, first I got to say a shout out to Chad Affield.
He's out
as
there,
always, watching.
He's out there listening, keeping us in line, giving us little tips behind the scenes.
Yep, he ran the camera for us on Saturday.
Did a great job.
Yep.
Still not getting paid, but
no,
that's
he's
all right.
not. No.
No.
And he knew that.
I know, but every once in a while he'll make a comment here and there, and I'm like, well, we gotta.
I think Chad's done a few things without getting paid.
Yeah, I think Chad is a great volunteer.
He does a lot of volunteering.
Yes,
yep,
he does.
Absolutely. So anyway, we're joined now by assistant coach of the BW Storm wrestling team. That's Eric Erlinson. Eric, thanks again for coming in.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. We're glad you could make it in. There hasn't been a lot of action here for the wrestlers since we last met 2 weeks ago. So I think we're just going to slide into what's upcoming here. You got Grand Forks. Oh, we had the Moorhead.
We had a couple of things. We had the
Moorhead tournament, the Gadberry Tournament. Yeah, we did have that. So let's talk about the Gadberry Tournament that was on the 15th of January.
And that was the Moorhead Tournament. That was kind of to set this up, is we've had a lot of tournaments like the Rotary, which is
the big
32. Yeah, I mean, just unreal what the kind of quality of wrestlers there. We were in Valley City has an awesome tournament. They bring a lot of good kids in.
And Lisbon just had.
In Lisbon, we were going to go to Lisbon. We postponed. They had the tournament.
Oh, they did.
Because we had some COVID issues. We said we're just going to sit this out.
I knew you didn't go. I thought
we didn't go. It was because our choice, and we're just trying to keep people safe. Now we're trying to get healthy for the end of the year and make a run here at the end of the year. So, But the Moorhead Tournament, we had, it was a little smaller, so it was nice that it wasn't so long and such a drawn out. Like the Rotary is a 2-day tournament. It's really a practice for state tournament is what it is.
Sure.
And so this was more of a 1-day tournament for us, and we had some really good success. We had a couple kids do well. We had 138, Weston Jensen took third, and at 170, Grant Davis took fourth. And then we had 3 champions. We had Aiden Ruddy at 152, Wyatt Differding at 195, and Jackson Burchill at 220. So we had some champions there. It was kind of fun. Now, somebody said, and I don't know if it was true or not, somebody said Jackson was one of his first tournaments he actually took first at.
Oh, wow.
But he's wrestled in a lot of these big tournaments, so it's, but this was a nice trip. But, one thing I got out of watching that tournament, and then afterwards, actually, I was looking at some, they have to take pictures and stuff, and sometimes you don't see everything that's happening until you look back at things.
Okay.
And we're sitting in the chair, the coaches are in the chairs, and the one thing I liked about this tournament is I looked at the picture, and it was the wrestlers on the mat, you see the coaches in the chairs, and then right behind, you could see like 2/3 of the wrestlers were supporting the guy on the mat.
Oh, wow.
And that's the kind of stuff that, when I saw that, I just happened to pick that up just the other day. I was looking at it, like, holy smokes, almost every wrestler's on the side of the mat cheering this guy on. So it was
pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. And that's where this family mentality is starting to come. These guys are starting to support each other, and that's fun to see. That's what we're talking about, and we're trying to build that support of each other.
So Weston Jensen third, Grant Davis fourth, and then
three
Aiden
champions,
Aiden,
Wyatt, and Jackson.
Congratulations, boys.
Yep.
Nice job.
Then like I said, the Lisbon tournament, it was that would have been another brawler, but we just felt where we were at, and Coach McCall or AD Call, it's just like, let's just take a break from things and let's be safer. So we just took that week off, and so now we're coming into this week here. So next thing we have coming up is the Grand Forks.
Grand Forks Central, right?
Yeah, this is a big meet for us.
Yeah,
it's a dual meet.
When you look at the standings here, Coach, I mean, you're at 3-3, and I see Grand Forks Central at 3-3 as well.
And
so you're right there and tied for fifth.
We are right in there. We're right in the money for, depending on how things go. We're trying for that fourth position.
Right. And let's tell the folks why you want that fourth position.
Yeah.
I mean,
and I'm kind of new to this too, because in Minnesota
right.
you have the old wrestle-offs.
That's right.
And so I'm hoping I'm going to be lobbying for that in the future. But anyway, right now is how you wrestle in the EDC. Your record determines if you go to state or not.
Right.
So your match is like our match with Cheyenne early in the year made a huge difference. Well, and coming from Minnesota, we don't do it that way. So in Minnesota, it's at the end of the year you wrestle, and you win, you move on, just like any old tournament.
Yep.
And I like that better because your team might be totally different at the end of the year than you were in November. But this is the way it is, and so our matches in November affect where you place at the end of the year. So a lot more pressure on early in the year. In this system. So right now we're sitting right about fourth or fifth. And I think Fargo South, us, Fargo Davies, West Fargo are all right there vying for that fourth position. So.
So you got Grand Forks Central, again, a big match coming up here. It's tomorrow night at the Wapton High School.
Lots of stuff going on too. I didn't mention this before, but we've got little guy wrestlers coming in, so they're going to be doing some little thing during the break.
It's always fun to watch.
We've got parents' night. We've got seniors' night because we only had 3 dual meets. So we got parents' night and senior night the same night, and we're also going to be recognizing Pat and Denise Old and their contributions to the wrestling and the community and wrestling and Breck wrestling and wrestling as a whole. So
that's pretty cool.
So anybody who wants to come and support, and see Pat and support Pat and Denise, they can definitely want to see them there. So
that'd be cool.
Yep.
That's tomorrow night at 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock is the varsity.
Sure.
JV should be starting about 6 o'clock.
Okay. At the Wapton High School.
At Wapton High School.
And it's just a dual meet, so it's
just a dual meet, so it should go pretty, hopefully quick with us getting pins.
Yeah.
But that's one thing I noticed too as far as our boys this year. And I'm kind of new to some of the guys in the Wapton side, but
sure.
Some of our guys are pretty inexperienced. They only have a year or two in, and they're wrestling really well, and then they get caught in the move and pinned. And so, but I've noticed that those kids are now starting to make strides where they might be wrestling really well, and then all of a sudden they get beat by a better guy instead of getting caught and pinned. So they're starting to work their way. That's in dual meets. That's huge. That's huge.
So now Saturday, before we get to the next thing, Saturday you got the Larimore Polar Bear Tournament Saturday, and that's up obviously in Larimore, I suppose.
Let's see. That's not.
I got Saturday the 29th is what I've got.
Is that 29th? Okay.
That's what I've got.
All right. Yep. That's this Saturday, right?
Yep.
I was off a Saturday on that.
Uh-oh.
Yes. No, I'll get on the bus.
Devil's Lake, North, South, Central. Some of the teams you're going to see in the EDC meet.
Yes. I don't know if there's how many EDC teams are there. I can't remember Coach was saying. This is my first year going there.
Sure.
Again, this is going to be more like the Gadberry, the Moorhead tournament, where it's not going to be quite so overwhelmingly big. So it'll be a good way to take on some teams.
Going
there.
overnight? You going up early Friday?
No,
or you
we're going to go up early. We're leaving at 5 o'clock.
Saturday.
5 o'clock Saturday morning.
Okay. And then next Tuesday, the 1st, after that, then you've got a big triangular here in town again.
Yep, and that not in town. Nope, it's going to be at Davies.
Is it at Davies?
It's at Davies. Okay. Yep. It was supposed to be at South, and it's going to be with Davies and South. And depending on how tomorrow night goes, that could be a huge night for us. I mean, that could be.
Oh, yeah, it does say Davies there.
Yeah, it could be a huge night for us. It could be.
Yeah, that could be where you want to get up into that 4th spot.
It is. It is. You know, we upset. You know, well, I wouldn't say upset, but if we take care of business and beat South and beat Davies, and all of a sudden.
And Central
and beat Central. We got to beat Central tomorrow, and then we upset those two, and we're sitting in good shape.
Yep. How cool would that be if they got top 4 and get into the state tournament that way, buddy?
It would be pretty good.
Yep.
You know, be good for the first time Minnesotans to get over there and see what the state tournament's like on this side of the river. So it'd be good.
Yep, it is key for the guys. And then after that, I mean, you've got one wrestling match left on February 3rd, according to the schedule I have. Yep. Possibly at Graceville.
I think it's Graceville. That's what I had written down too.
And then the EDC tournament starts after that.
Yep, and then EDC, that's basically getting ready for state there. So,
wow.
Yep. So
I was just looking at our schedule here, our broadcast schedule. We're over halfway through that thing.
We are over halfway through. Over 75 events here this winter. Yeah. So we've been pretty busy.
Yeah.
Been pretty busy.
Oh, it's crazy. Yeah, so we're wishing you guys the best of luck. You got anything else for Coach?
No, I'm good.
Okay, Coach, you got anything else?
No, I'm proud of the guys. You know, and this time of year, it's, and I know what every sport is, a grind, you know, so to speak, at the end of the year.
Yep.
But wrestling tends to be a little bit more, I don't know how to say it, you get beat up a little bit sometimes on the mat. You know, not just beat, you get beat up sometimes.
Yeah.
And so the kids that are able to find a way through the always, you know, and to find a way to dig deep. And to me, this time of year, and when I notice, and we'll see what kind of team we have, how you wrestle this time of year, it comes more from the heart than your ability sometimes.
Yep.
And so we're going to see who has heart and who, you know, who brings it on the mat here the last few weeks. So I'm fired up to see that. Yeah. I'm fired up to see who has the determination to keep grinding when it's not so fun to keep going.
No.
You know, it'd be a lot easier just to kind of take it easy this time of year.
Yep.
But that's what's going to separate those kids that do well at the end. So I'm excited to see
desire and heart.
That's what I'm excited to see who has it and you know who we can need to improve on. You know,
very true. Yep. Very true. All right, Coach Erlinson, good luck tomorrow night. Again, the Storm is at home tomorrow night at Wappeton High School. I don't know where that came from. At Wappeton High School at 7 o'clock, and a big night here.
Big
senior night, parent night.
Hope everybody can make it. That'd be awesome.
That would be cool. So, again, congratulations here, and keep going. And next time when we meet next Wednesday, maybe we got some great news to share.
Well, I hope so.
Yep, a lot of big stuff coming up here on the schedule.
Big week.
All right. Assistant Coach Eric Erlinson joining us here tonight. Coach Ryan Brandt couldn't be with us here tonight, so thanks, Eric, for coming on in.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right, we're going to be right back after these messages with head coach of the Lady Huskies. That's Brian Watson, coming up next, right after this.
Since 1996, Giants have been a go-to snack for quality. Giants works directly with farmers to ensure you're receiving the best Giant seeds in every bag. From planting to harvest, they ensure the quality and attention sunflowers deserve to deliver the best taste possible. Giants Cashews and Pistachios continue our tradition of making the finest nut available. They're a fan favorite. Whether you're in the mood for dill pickle, sour cream and onion, or bacon ranch, we have the flavors to satisfy your cravings. Giant Snacks, where quality still matters. That's the Giants difference.
At Interstate Engineering, our business is about connections. We connect people to water, communities to counties, and counties to the rest of the world. Our work connects main streets to interstates, and yesterday with the potential of tomorrow. With over 40 years of connecting, our experience and expertise are thanks to the clients we have earned, the trust we have built, and the connections we have made. Interstate Engineering, the professionals you need, the people you trust.
Founded in 1972, Mdeck Farmers Cooperative is owned by nearly 500 sugar beet growers and has a rich history of sweetening life in the Red River Valley. Join Mdeck's team today. In addition to an excellent pay and benefit package, they are currently offering a $2,000 sign-on bonus for all full-time positions, which includes sugar loader, packager helper, extra gang, and yard person helper. Entry-level starting wage in the factory is $19.73 per hour. Apply online at mdf.coop/careers or contact Denise at 701-671-1338.
It feels like you're at a bigger university. Right now I won't have any debt, and I might even gain a little extra money through scholarships. There's so many job opportunities. My name is Emily, and I'm here for my future.
No matter what time of year, a farmer's relationship with Red River Grain never changes. Red River Grain works shoulder to shoulder with area farmers, drying, cleaning, and marketing your grain to attain the highest possible profit for you. Red River Grain has been saving farmers more money for years, rewarding them with reasonable prices on purchases and fair deals when they sell. Talk to Kelly or Tom about the many services they offer. Red River Grain in Breckenridge. Call 643-3738.
That we serve nearly 1,500 square miles across North Dakota and Minnesota, or that we've been around for over 60 years? How about that we've got 3,000 miles of fiber optics powering one of the best networks in the region? The best part? We're a cooperative. That means we're continually reinvesting in our communities to make them better than ever. We are Red River Communications. We've been recognized as a leader for helping our communities be great places to live and work. To find out how we're helping connect our communities, visit redrivercom.com/connecting.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome back once again to Three Borders Sports Network. I'm Joel Schreiner. Brian Watson joining me here, and we'll just jump right into it here. Again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in to the Giants Coaches Show, powered by Red River Communications, cable channel 125. And B-Dub, head coach of the Lady Huskies, and my producer tonight again. Thank you very much. Brian, again, same thing as Coach Ralph. He started the gauntlet again the second time through, facing Cheyenne and Davies in the top three. Davies, of course, I think they're ranked number 4. You played them last night, and then Cheyenne, they're third place in the EDC. A tough loss to them, 95-76. Had a good offensive output there by the Lady Huskies, just short on the defensive side.
Yeah, I mean, we've been able to score some points this season. And there's just been games where we just haven't been able to get it done on the offensive side. And we're trying hard. We're trying to make some adjustments. We certainly made some adjustments in the Breckenridge game, because that was a tale of two halves. And we've just got to figure out how to do that for a complete game, and do a better job of taking care of the ball. Against Cheyenne, that was just a game where during the game. We came away from that game kind of feeling like maybe we didn't play so well. We certainly didn't play as well as we could defensively, but we just felt like maybe we didn't play that well during that game. And then we got the stats back, the official stats, and we actually played really well offensively in that game.
Yeah, you did.
Almost as good as you can play. We were .94 points per possession, almost a point per possession, and we shot over 50% from the floor. We shot 75% from over 50% from 3-point, and we didn't turn the ball over very much.
And now, if you were just going to tell me those stats, I'd say you won.
Well, yeah, and
that's what you're saying.
Right. And we scored 76 points in that game, 75 points in that game. So if you were to not watch the game, you look at those stats, you look at how many points we scored, you'd be like, oh, geez, you won the game, by 15, 20 points. Well, we lose by 19 because they just shot lights out, and some of that has to do with our defense. We're not defending and closing out the way that we need to, not rotating the way that we need to. They made 12 3-pointers in that game, and that was the difference in the game. If we're able to defend a little bit better, we know that they've got some shooters out there, and not lose sight of them, and close out hard, make them put the ball on the floor rather than giving them an open shot, contest those shots. it becomes more difficult to make them. And then maybe they don't make the first one, and then they get comfortable, and then you start to relax, and then it just gets kind of loosey-goosey, and they start going in. So, we've got to try and fix some of those things throughout the course of the game, recognize where the shooters are, and get it cleaned up. And if we can do that and continue to score the way that we've been able to, and have multiple girls in double figures, 3-4 girls in double figures, well, we could find ourselves on the other side, but it's just going to take a little bit of time to do that.
Yep. All right, so you lost to Cheyenne last Thursday. You had a day off for practice to prep for the border battle against Breckenridge, and we talked to Coach Austin Mdeck just a few minutes ago about it. But what a game here, and if the folks haven't seen it yet, make sure you go out to our YouTube channel and rewatch that game. We had a little technical difficulty getting that one going, but we got going with about 10 minutes left in the first half.
Yeah.
But what a game it turned out to be.
It was a good game. I mean, like we said earlier, it was the best game of the day. I felt like going into it, it was going to be a good game, going to come down to the last possession, and that's pretty much what we got. And, as Coach Mdeck said, kind of a tale of two halves. And,
yeah, it was.
That team that he has just a bunch of shooters on it. They have, any one of their girls can step out and shoot the three-pointer. Kaler, Materi, Johnson, Bernardus, Yagi, Erickson. Yep. I mean, and even Twitball step out there and shoot one too. Yep. So, you've got to contend with the three-pointer, and they had it going in the first half. They had 5 three-pointers in the first half. And at halftime, we're looking at ourselves, well, here we go again. We gave up 5 three-pointers. We did that against Cheyenne. And we've got to do something to change that. And if we don't, we're going to be in trouble. And we did some poor things at the end of the first half where, we had the ball with an opportunity to run the clock out. Now, granted, it's a little more time than we're used to because we play with the shot clock. But, just over a minute to go, we get the ball. And I wanted to work for nearly the last shot, if not the last shot. Well, we take a shot early, miss it. They come down, miss a shot, then get the rebound, and then nail a 3. And then they nailed another 3 in that possession. So that allowed them to stretch their lead to 9. And we just did not play well in that first half defensively. We didn't end it well with those couple of offensive possessions there. And we always talk about how, we don't run the clock out, make her miss the shot. We don't run it out, and then that gives them an opportunity to score. And they scored a three-pointer at the end of the first half.
Yeah.
So if you think about that, we play that possession differently. That game's not tied at the end of the game. Granted, the way that things went, then we don't have to worry about overtime, maybe. So that's the point that we're trying to get across when we're talking about possessions and end of game stuff, and we want to give ourselves an opportunity to win the game. We got a turnover late in that game with time running down, and we end up turning it over because we're going too fast. We need to, we say, I want the ball. We get a steal there. We want to make sure that we have the ball. And then even if the time runs out on us, at least we have the ball. We're in control of what happens at the end of that game.
Yep. You've always said that.
And we can get the last shot, and we don't have to worry about them knocking one down. And they certainly had an opportunity with the best three-point shooter in history of the school, getting a good look at it. Lydia did close her out pretty good. Little contact after that, so that I watched that afterwards and go, geez, that was pretty close there. She might have got a chance to go shoot 3 free throws. But we came out in overtime, and I think the girls kind of decided, hey, we need to get this thing done. We survived regulation. Now let's get this thing done in overtime, accomplish the things that we needed to do, and we hold them to 2 points in the overtime.
Yep.
And we're able to get it done. Got a big 3 from Emma Bonchis and some free throws there too as well. So it was a good to see us play that second half and play the way that we're capable of playing against a good team.
Yeah, it was Coach Mdeck talked about how the Cowgirls were led by Cameron Kaler, who's coming back off the injury. She had 16 points and 14 rebounds. She had a double-double. Always tough, and I know throughout the season you and I had a chance to watch the Cowgirls, and you were a little bit tentative about how she was going to do along with Addie and stuff, in the middle there for you and how you guys had handled the height. Parker Yagi had double figures with 11 points too, and then I think Abby and Jonica both had 8 points, and again, Jonica, we talked about her already with her 3-point shooting.
Just a good guard. I mean, she did not look like an eighth grader out there. Sometimes you get a young player out there, you think maybe you can rattle them in a big game. but those guys played in that game last year.
Yep.
You know, I think that really was the difference in the game and why it was a better game than maybe what we expected, because sometimes it's a really hard game to play in. Everyone on both sides had really played in that game. You know, they knew what the atmosphere is like. They didn't really have a reason to be nervous. I mean, they have a reason, but you know what I mean? They're not like so unsure of themselves. What's this going to be like? They spend, a lot of times in their younger years going to that game and watching that game.
Yeah.
And then to be able to play in it for the first time, they're always kind of jittery because here we are, I'm going to play in the Waprek game.
Yep.
And for both teams, those guys have been there before, and they were ready to play. That Brett probably a little better ready to play than us in the first half, but we came ready to play in the second half.
All right, then taking a look at some of your girls there, Coach, in the Breck game, and then we'll move on to the Davies game last night. But again, you had 4 girls in double figures, led by Emma Bonches with 21. So
yeah, we got some good matchups for Emma in the second half there, and we kind of put her down on the post and let her go to work. We were able to get Breck in foul trouble that way. She led us with 21. Came off a good game against Cheyenne too as well, where she had 20 points. So 2 back-to-back 20-point games for her. And then we had Lydia Motto with 11, Ayana Aller with 12, and Scout Woods with 11. And when we get 4 girls in double figures, it's a good thing for us. Typically, we win those games, and we were able to put enough points on the board to get past Breckenridge.
Yeah, so congratulations to you and the girls on the win on the border battle, and again, good job to the girls in the pink game and raising funds for the Klatt family. So that was pretty cool. All right, we'll go to last night's game here. You traveled up to Fargo Davies. Again, number 1 in the EDC. They're ranked 4 in the state of North Dakota. They're 9-1 overall, 10-1 overall, 9-1 in the EDC. And just looking at some of the stats again, the team you played, Brian, again, 53% from the field is what I show.
Yeah, I'm not sure what you can do with that team. Davies, I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
They've got guard play. They've got size, and they have a bench, and that's just tough.
They're deep.
It's just tough to combat, and not only that, the players that they put on the floor, they all are basketball players, not girls that play basketball. So they make it really difficult defensively to try and figure out how you're going to stop them. You think, well, maybe we could press them, turn the ball over. Well, they've got some good ball handlers. And then maybe you say, well, we'll concentrate on the inside game. We'll take this away. Well, then they've got some girls who can shoot it. And then when they're at home, they make one and then they all start going in. A couple shots that they're taking. We're still out there defending with the hand up, and they're out there by the 10-foot line on the volleyball court, and they're just pulling up and shooting those, and those are going in, and we feel like we're in a good position. And it was a long night against a good team. We certainly have some things that we could do better against them. We need to play a little more confidence. I think sometimes we're playing against the name on the front of the jersey, and we walk in that gym and we're already fighting an uphill battle. So we've got to work on that, playing with confidence and knowing what we're capable of doing and not get pushed around. I think we got pushed around a little bit that game, bullied a little bit in that game. And we've just got to keep our head down and get going with what we need to do. We still scored 65 points in that game.
Yeah.
And we give up 101. And that's kind of what we've battled all year. Again, we're able to score points. We got 4 girls in double figures in that game.
Right. Yep.
So we're doing some good things, but we have to understand there's 2 parts to the game. There's offense and there's defense, and we're just not getting it done on defense. We're not winning those 50-50 battles, getting those loose balls, boxing out, getting those rebounds, getting ourselves in good position. Doesn't really matter how tall the girl is. We just have to get ourselves in good position and then battle for those rebounds.
Yeah.
And if we can do that here late in the season, I think we're going to find ourselves in a good position.
A couple things I want to mention. You'd mentioned the 4 girls in double figures again. Scout Woods 14, Kulmo with 12, Emma with 10, and Taya had 10 as well. So a good game by those 4 girls. Again, a good offensive night, just a struggle. You mentioned too the rebounding. I don't know if this stat is correct here, Coach, but I have 20 offensive rebounds here. That's 20 second chance points there for Davies and as well.
Yeah, it's just an area that we've struggled with. I think you had 12 for Breck. I think we had them for 15 offensive rebounds. Cheyenne had a ton of offensive rebounds. We have to do a better job on the boards, and limiting teams to one shots, and that hurts us. It almost hurt us in the Breck game at the end of the first half, where they got an offensive rebound, it turned into a 3.
Sorry, I'm still not sure about that.
Those type of things are just they put us in a bad spot, and we just have to try and fix those. And if we can, and we continue to score points and get girls involved the way that we have, we're going to really be in a good spot. We've had 6 different girls lead us in scoring throughout the season. We've had 6 different girls end up in double figures. That's good. So it's hard for teams to kind of scheme for us. I think Coach Mdeck said they're scheming to try and take away Kumo, and then Bonch just goes off. You got Woods that you got to worry about. You got a Model that you got to worry about. Now Taya with her first game in double figures. You got Max. Max hit a big 3 in the Breck game, just a huge 3. So we've got girls who can score, and but we gotta get it done on the defensive end.
Yep. All right, then let's take a look here, Coach. Here you got Friday. We'd already talked about the Devil's Lake trip with Coach Ralph. You guys are leaving a little early. Your game time is at 5:45.
Right.
So you're going up to Devil's Lake. A win against Devil's Lake at home, 76-72, back in mid-December. So looking to maybe double up here on them.
I'm still not sure about that.
It would be really good to go up there and get a win. Now, it's a tough place to play. You got to get on the bus. Got to worry about bus legs. It's a long trip, longest trip of the season, against a team that's playing well. They beat West Fargo last night.
I heard that.
So, if they've got it going the way that they did against West Fargo, it's going to be a tough go. But we certainly know it's a team that we can compete with. We're going to have to go up there and play a good defensive game. They're really scrappy on the boards. They've got 6'2" Dolan in the middle.
Yep.
Really nice freshman point guard and Fee. So it's going to be a tough game for us to go up there and play. It's one that we've got to go up there with confidence and see if we can get a win. We've been up there a lot of times in the last couple of years and haven't come away with the win. So this is going to be one that we're going to have to try and go up there and get.
All right, then makeup game on Monday against Grand Forks Central at home.
Yeah, it'll be the first time that we see Central this year. We've seen everybody else in the conference, but with delays and makeups, we just haven't had a chance to get that Central game in. So we will see them on Monday, and that's one that that's a team that's below us in the standings, and we're going to have to try and get that win.
Yep.
And that can keep us going, keep us kind of in our position that we need to be in. And we're just trying to find wins here in the second half of the season, play good, solid basketball, and put ourselves in a position at worst to have a home playing game. But if we can reel off some wins here, we might find ourselves not having to play a playing game.
That'd be awesome.
So we've got to put our nose to the grindstone, play some good solid basketball, play with confidence down the stretch here, and see what happens. We're kind of in control of where we finish. We've just got to go out and play good basketball.
All right, the Lady Huskies putting together some offense here. Just need to put the rest of the pieces of the puzzle together here, folks, and I think you're going to see some good things out of the Lady Huskies coming up. Coach B-Dub, again, good luck on Friday night. We'll see you tomorrow night. We'll talk about that after the message. So we'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll wrap this whole thing up. Back right after these messages.
We'll see if we can get Siri to be quiet.
Yeah, we'll get Siri to quiet down too. So.
All right, we'll be back after this.
Since 1996, Giants have been a go-to snack for quality. Giants works directly with farmers to ensure you're receiving the best Giant seeds in every bag. From planting to harvest, they ensure the quality and attention sunflowers deserve to deliver the best taste possible. Giants Cashews and Pistachios continue our tradition of making the finest nut available. They're a fan favorite. Whether you're in the mood for dill pickle, sour cream and onion, or bacon ranch, we have the flavors to satisfy your cravings. Giant Snacks, where quality still matters. That's the Giants difference.
Superior Builders in Breckenridge specializes in post-frame buildings with 25 years worth of knowledge and experience in the post-frame industry. Licensed and insured, Superior Builders offers pre-engineered commercial buildings, farm shops, hobby buildings, and storage buildings. Superior Builders also offers a 40-year paint warranty and lifetime column warranty. Superior Builders in Breckenridge, building your dream to last. 701-238-7740. That's 701-238-7740.
At Interstate Engineering, our business is about connections. We connect people to water, communities to counties, and counties to the rest of the world. Our work connects main streets to interstates, and yesterday with the potential of tomorrow. With over 40 years of connecting, our experience and expertise are thanks to the clients we have earned, the trust we have built, and the connections we have made. Interstate Engineering, the professionals you need, the people you trust.
That we serve nearly 1,500 square miles across North Dakota and Minnesota, or that we've been around for over 60 years? How about that we've got 3,000 miles of fiber optics powering one of the best networks in the region? The best part? We're a cooperative. That means we're continually reinvesting in our communities to make them better than ever. We are Red River Communications. We've been recognized as a leader for helping our communities be great places to live and work. To find out how we're helping connect our communities, visit redrivercom.com/connecting.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to Three Borders Sports Network, the Giants Coaches Show, and we are powered by Red River Communications, Channel 125, if you got Red River Communications Channel, cable network. I got it at home. It works pretty darn good.
You got it before me.
Yeah.
I guess you're more important than I am. That's okay.
I just live in the right spot of town,
Yeah,
I guess. So.
That's right.
Anyway, welcome back, everybody, and we had a few coaches here tonight. A few coaches that couldn't make it. We had talked to Coach Patty Moses with the BW gymnastics team. She had full intentions of being here tonight, but something happened personally there, and she could not make it in tonight. So she is trying her very best to get here next week to talk to us about gymnastics.
We want to get her in here because we want to hear about this gymnastics team that's having a great season.
They're having a great season. So she was unable to make it in, even though we thought she was going to go in here tonight, but she unable to make it. So. She's going to be here next week, hopefully, so we'll cross our fingers for that. Coach Stephen Lipp and Jordan Christensen unavailable for this evening. And who else am I missing? I think we had everybody else, I think, right?
Wertzma? Did you say Wertzma?
Yeah, we didn't have Adam Wertzma, the BW Blades coach, wasn't able to come in tonight either. He had to run to Fargo for something, and I called Coach Bass, and he was having issues with illness.
We probably scared him off.
We might have scared him off. Yeah, we had him twice in a row. So now he's fighting a cold, and he said he didn't want to bring it in and share it with us. So,
yeah, that's good.
So we're appreciative of that. Coach Bass didn't make it in as well. So yeah. But yeah, B-Dub, we got some fun stuff coming up on Off the Cuff too. Raleigh and Julie got some good plans here on the Stratford Hotel.
Yeah, it's going to be a good story. They're going to be over at the museum over in Brett. They're going to try and track down some of the firefighters. Lots of stories from that day, kind of a tragic day in Waprek, and I think it's gonna be a good show. Find out some interesting facts about it, and gonna try and do that live from the museum over in Breckenridge.
Yep. So we're looking forward to that. That'll be in February sometime.
Yep, February.
Right? Yep, is what we're planning. So stay tuned to our Facebook page, and we'll make sure we get that out there. And if you have any information or know anybody, give Raleigh or Julie or myself or B-Dub or just mention it on a Facebook page, whatever, and we'll try and get to that information as well. All right, B-Dub, let's look at the schedule now coming up for us on Three Borders Sports Network. Tomorrow night, you and I and Raleigh are all three going to be over in Breckenridge. We're going to have the Cowboys game.
For a Cowboys game against DGF, so that'll be fun. Got the A-team over there, so we'll see what we can do.
We'll keep everybody in line and see what we can do. And then Friday night, you're taking off for Devil's Lake, so then I'm going to have the Cowgirls game. I think Raleigh's going to be there to help me, and we'll see.
You're going to have your hands full. You got set up, you're going to have to produce. I mean, you're going to...
You're already giving me a headache. So, yeah, so we got our fingers crossed that everything works technically for us. Took me a little while to get things going at NDSCS the other day without you, but we got it figured out. So, and then on Monday, makeup game that we talked about just a few minutes ago with you. We got a Monday makeup game with Grand Forks Central and the Lady Huskies.
Yeah, that'll be a good game. So it's Monday night. Kind of nice. We'll should have a good crowd for that game. Boys don't play that day, so it should be good.
Yeah, and then I think on Tuesday, the 1st of February, we got Wahpeton boys basketball against Fargo South. So bang, 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 we're busy.
Yeah, we got it going, and we're getting to that point where games are going to come fast and furious. We got some makeup games in there, and hopefully the weather holds, and we don't have any more makeups, because really there's nowhere to put games. We're
I
kind
bet.
of full. There's
I
gonna,
bet.
you know, if we do have to put games somewhere, we got to find holes where both teams has a spot in their schedule. It's either going to be on a Monday night, like we're playing the Central game. We played the North game on a Monday night. That's really all that's left. Otherwise, who knows where they're going to go? And we've got to try and get them all in here before the end of February, and that's when EDC and play-ins and all that stuff starts. So.
All right, the winter season is moving along here, and like we said earlier, Brian and I said earlier, we're over halfway done with our schedule already here. So
over 75 events here this winter. So.
Yeah, so it's been pretty cool, and we got some more boys hockey games coming up here. We got a couple more of those coming up to do too as well. So looking forward to that. That's about it, huh?
Yeah, I think that's it.
All right, let's wrap it up.
We'll call her good, huh?
All right, so we'll see you tomorrow night. Brian and I and Raleigh will have the Cowboys and the Rebels tomorrow night right here on Three Borders Sports Network, Red River Communications Channel 125. And then on Friday, we'll have the game with the Cowgirls and Barnesville. That should be a good one, too. For Brian Watson, I'm Joe Schreiner. We'll see you tomorrow night from Breckenridge.